Welcome to
Core Memory Unlocked.
Hello?
Bum, 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 bum. I'm keeping the music going because I was dancing to it. Bum, bum,
I'm
bum, bum,
glad you
bum,
are.
bum, bum.
Because I don't know when it ends.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, what's up,
What
buddy?
up, baby? Welcome to Core Memory Unlocked. I'm Zach. That's Justin. How you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling good. I'm a good place right now, man. How about you?
I'm in a good place as well. I think things are, for 2025, on the ups, as we call it.
Great.
I'm excited for a new season of change. And for this network, a new change is coming as well. And funny enough, this Monday will be the announcement of said change. So make sure you follow us on Instagram, ThrowMePodNet, name might change, and other things like that. We're on Spotify. We're on Facebook, still putting out the videos. This YouTube, like, comment, all these things. Boy, oh boy, the two movies that we're doing, as I called it, Man Meet Muscle Time. I picked these because I felt like we needed a little bit of action for the next set of films. And starting with this one, before we even get into it, before we shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, okay? I liked you better when you were a cartoon. When I have to look at your real face.
Right, yeah. Everyone else sees the cartoon, but you see me.
We'll get into it, but what are your memories of this film, Justin?
I don't know if we talked about this. None memories.
None. So this
I had
movie's
not
new to
seen
you.
it before. I went in completely blind. That's why I have so much to say.
Okay, never mind. This might be the best thing in the world. That makes me feel even better because usually I save something for my solo episodes, but I'm going to bring something up to you at the end of why this movie means so much to me.
Okay, I can't wait to hear it.
So that being said, if you have not heard of this movie or seen this movie, today's movie from 1993, we are doing Demolition Man. It is a Sylvester Stallone vehicle with Wesley Snipes, hot off the heels of White Men Can't Jump. And just in case, we're going to give you a little trailer action.
Let's do it.
Right now.
Oh, this movie blew my goddamn mind.
At the end of a century, ravaged by violence, a society of perfect order will arise.
Jesus.
Yep.
Wrongfully.
Already doesn't make any fucking sense.
Wrongfully convicted.
Yeah.
In the trailer.
And we're going to freeze you.
Their criminal instincts are being reprogrammed.
That's the punishment. Freezing people.
I have so much to say.
Deviant behavior
Cryogenically.
will be totally eliminated.
Simon Phoenix, psychopathic killer,
Psychopathic
eternity.
Why didn't just kill him? Why freeze
Just
him
kill
for
him.
eternity?
Just kill him. Maybe he gets better. Maybe he gets better.
I'm gonna love
Nope.
running this place.
But in the year 2032,
This morning, Simon Phoenix
is the whole goddamn movie.
Sandy
Sandy B, what up?
Situation.
Yeah, man. I missed her.
That was good.
of peace and calm.
That was a good add to
Police
this.
officers
Yeah.
trained for this kind of violence.
We're not trained.
Him.
How was the fiendish Simon Phoenix apprehended back in the 20th?
In the end, it took just one man, John Spartan.
John
You
Spartan.
mean the Demolition Man?
Goddamn right.
Conditions of your parole are full reinstatement into the SAPD and immediate assignment to the apprehension of Simon Phoenix.
Two mortal enemies
Just dropped in to say hi.
from another time.
Jesus.
Overtime. Time for something new and improved.
It literally, it's the whole movie.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because it's
No,
That isn't big enough.
it's 2 hours of this.
I mean, kinda.
It's 2 hours of this.
Wesley Snipes,
Demolition.
Man.
There it is. That's the trailer. Oh
Yeah.
man, Silver Films. We see it there.
That's a good taste at what it
It
is,
did-
but there's
it
plenty
did
more
it.
if you watch it. There's plenty more.
So here's the thing. this movie, as my childhood, as I said, I love it, and I think that's the wrongness of this movie is that it's not one that I went back to post DVD. Like, I remember buying this on DVD, and maybe I watched it once while owning it. I haven't really paid attention to this movie since I was a kid, and now watching it with today eyes, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
It's absolutely bonkers, top to bottom. Top to bottom. Like, it is... It's
Let me open up this liquid death real quick.
Go ahead. It's Fast and Furious level. Like, who gives a shit? Let's just go for it. Wesley Snipes is chewing up the scenery all over the goddamn place, dude. Okay, so let's start with this. I do like the premise. I like the premise of, like, okay, what if we took this quintessential, like, villain cop hero, but, like, put them in a what's the word I'm looking for?
Fish out of water story?
Not a fish out of water, but, like, in the future, a utopian future where there isn't crime.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The beginning of the movie is set in 1996, which, by the way, I remember living through the time, but it was so bad. LA was so fucking bad that this is based in 1993. Like, we've gone traveling into the future. Bitch, that's 3 years into the future.
I know.
When this movie came out, it doesn't make sense timeline-wise why this happened.
Timeline is absolutely crazy. So that's the premise, right? If somebody pitched, like, what if, like, we took this quintessential, like, cop hero and arch villain and then throw them in a place where it is a fish out of water, but it's also utopia where crimes typically happen. That all sounds like cool. How do we do that? And then they followed it up by, with every ridiculous decision that we can possibly make to get there, let's do that. That's what they did.
Do we put them in a time machine? Fuck no. We don't time machine it.
Is there any kind of, like, magic? Like, oh my God, they accidentally... No magic. No, we're not going to make this fantasy. We just decide to cryogenically freeze villains.
Something that was never proven in 1993 that could work. Like, in 93, it was never... Like, an article didn't come out that was like, we froze a goat, and that goat's going to be alive in 2 years. We had technology that did not make sense in 1996. It was like Star Trek level different fucking things.
I don't get how that is, but I don't get it how that's a punishment for a criminal. That's like if you put your kid and you put him in timeout, and then if he just sleeps through the whole timeout, that's not really a timeout. He just fucking slept. He just missed the whole thing. So if you wake up and being like, whoa, I've served my 80 years, even though it felt like a second to me, I don't understand the point of the logic in this.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, for John Spartan, it makes sense if it was like, you're a bad guy, which, by the way, why would he get convicted of this? Because the moment it happened, when they were like, oh, we only see 4 bodies inside the building, so where's he hiding the hostage? Oh, we found all the hostages down under, but I didn't scan them. No shit, they've been dead. A coroner would look at the body and say, they have been dead for 2 to 3 days. There's no way John Spartan did this.
Right, I know.
So
that's
fucking crazy. Then, if you want to go with John Spartan and be like, look, man, we have to convict you, but we'll bring you back in a little bit of time. We'll freeze you.
Right.
Don't you worry, you'll get back on the field. But the fact that they were like, this psychopath, this murderer, we're going to freeze him. Why? Doesn't fucking matter. The chair doesn't exist anymore. Poison in arm doesn't fucking matter. We freeze him because one day maybe he does get out. And boy, does he get out in a big bad way, because through the process of all this, they figured out how to give them special fucking abilities to carry on lives like John Spartan. Like, I find it funny that John Spartan gets knitting skills. He can do fucking knitting. That's hilarious. But you gave every fucking action that Wesley Snipes can do. It reminds me of the movie, I forget what it's called. Or no, I know what it's called. I forget when it came out, and I'm shocked we didn't do it. There was a movie called Virtuosity that was based in the future. It starred Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. And Russell Crowe was a computer program that was a completion of all these psychopaths, like bank robbers, killers, all these things were in one so cops could like learn how to fight the bad guys. Well, the program comes to life, and Russell Crowe's in the streets, and there's only one man that ever defeated him, and it was Denzel Washington. That made more fucking sense than this.
You know what else makes more sense that I just realized did a better version of this is Austin fucking Powers. Like that was
we're back in our nightmares,
right? So what would have made more sense as if the villain was like, you know what, I'm gonna freeze myself and I'm gonna wreak havoc in the future, and then the hero had to be like, fine, I'm gonna freeze myself too, so I can take you down. And then what's so great about Austin Powers is they're both in the future when they don't know how things work, and it's not a utopia, but the whole bit is that they are both a fish out of water, and they don't know $1 million is not a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the premise. But that makes so much more sense than like making like, okay, they arrest Dr. Evil and freeze him as his punishment, and then they wrongfully accuse Austin Powers, and then they both just happen to defraud. You know what I mean? Like Austin Powers fixed this problem.
You know what other movie had a better cryogenically freezing incident that made more sense?
Tell me.
Jason X. They couldn't figure out how to kill Jason Voorhees, so they were going to cryogenically freeze him until they could figure out how to kill him.
Yeah.
But how does this make more sense than Demolition Man?
I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, this movie crawled so that those movies could watch. Is what happened. Okay, this was a necessary.
It was a necessary evil
of figuring it out. So let's. I also like. We are definitely in the era of foreign muscle man led action films with Schwarzenegger.
Arnold, Sly,
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, just guys that we can barely.
Seagal, not Jason Seagal, well, Seagal.
But he doesn't have an accent though. He's not foreign.
No, he's very quiet.
I know he might as well be. I'm thinking of the dudes that like you can barely understand their English, but there's like don't care. They're all muscled up. But anyway, so the other crazy thing is that like there's a huge police force for a world that doesn't really have crime anymore. I also don't understand that. So, but whatever, because it's all fun. And then my other thing is like, all right, so Sandra Bullock, we got to talk about Sandy.
Sandy
fucking
B.
Ladies of the 90s, man. I forgot my crush for her has been lying dormant for so long. I don't know how long it's been since I've watched a Sandra Bullock movie, but seeing her again brought it all back.
It's all coming back.
Oh my God. So in love with her. That being said, I feel like in this movie she's an android and she's not human. Is that like a thing? Like
100. No. So her role, which I get on paper, is she plays it to perfection. For me, adorable, because like she's us, because for some reason the only fucking references in this movie are apparently from 1950s, because they're listening to are commercials on the radio,
jingles.
Her entire fucking apartment is littered with like Pepsi Cola and
she's obsessed with like the 90s, which is when this movie came out.
But she's really not even doing it well. Like Back to the Future 2 did a better job of like the cafe 80s.
1,000%.
Stuff like that. So obviously they're doing that.
No, this movie didn't do anything well. It didn't do anything well. Everything done in this movie has been done better by other movies. But anyway, keep going.
What's pretty funny to me is like when I'm looking at this world, all I could think of was like I'm watching the Bill and Ted Bogus Journey future. Like I feel like we're in there. I would have loved if Keanu Reeves was just walking back, like behind somebody. It was a
fucking cartoon. The movie was a fucking cartoon. It was bonkers. I don't think they had any I think they wanted to make a lot of big swings about what the future would be like. Couldn't have been more off. Like everything was insane.
This was a cocaine fused fever dream.
Yes.
That someone thought.
Yes.
And I think the premise, the idea is there, because what excited me that I thought I was going to get was action. You're talking Wesley Snipes' Blade in this movie.
Yes.
The
Yes.
fight scenes in this movie are so fucking atrocious. Nothing was
Yeah.
good looking. Like every time Wesley Snipes was fighting, I was questioning myself, does
Yeah.
he have a black belt? Because
Right.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure,
sure.
this is
Yes.
sloppy as fuck.
Yes. It's
And-
pure role play.
Oh, and I hate every time he did fight. What was
Yeah.
the music playing behind him? Like that, like fucking. They didn't give him like a cool theme. They gave him like
cool.
someone playing Simon.
It wasn't cool.
Wait
Yeah,
a
it wasn't
second! I
cool.
just put that together. Were they doing Simon because his name was Simon Phoenix?
Oh, it's the Simon Says game.
Were they? Yeah, like the.
It kind of sounds like that. That would be so
brr.
stupid, but it would be on par with every other dumb decision they made for this movie. So, I mean, it very well could be the case.
God, that can't
I
be.
also-
I don't want to believe that.
I also felt like he was giving me like, and this is a little bit of a stretch, but I couldn't help but like see some of the parallels. It seemed very much like this could also be like a Batman and Joker story where
Yes.
they both get propelled into the future, because he's very Joker-ish. He's just like, I'm crazy for the sake of being crazy. I just want to kill for the sake of killing. Like,
Right.
it's not like he wasn't trying to actually get anything. He
Right.
just was like,
He
I'm
has
just gonna
no
take
purpose.
over. Yes.
So,
he
one
had
of
no
the
goal.
The goal of the movie was this guy who doesn't like a guy that graffitis on his walls. I'm going to awaken a psychopath killer put in his brain to go kill said guy. That was the
Yes.
plan. That's
Yes,
the
right.
only reason of the movie. And there's a bit of me that looks at it like there's movies like Escape from New York, Escape from LA, like it seems like LA is not a part of the United States. Like this guy has he trumped it where he was like,
Yeah.
I'm just going
Yeah.
to separate everything and you guys are with me. So he made his little utopia. Like M. Night Shyamalan would love remaking this fucking movie because it feels
Yes,
like The
right.
Village. So
Yeah.
that's the plan. But why did you put every single he was already a psychopath. You didn't need
Yeah.
to include crazy martial arts. You didn't need to include any of these fucking special bonus features like he can mess on the computer. What is
Right.
that for?
Yes.
He's the Terminator. You made the Terminator. That's all you
Yeah.
had to fucking do.
Yes, right, for sure. It almost seemed like a movie to like just fuel their egos. You know what I mean? Like it just was like
100%. This movie is during a time when Planet Hollywood is coming out. Like Planet Hollywood's a thing. So Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sly Stallone all own this thing. So much so that the sculpture in this movie where he's in the cryogenically frozen thing,
yeah.
that's hanging at a Planet Hollywood at some point.
Oh, interesting.
So that
Interesting,
entire
right.
dummy was literally just
Yeah.
to be a fucking piece of wall
Yes.
art that you could see at Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I also thought it was funny that, like, in one scene, they were like listening to music. They wanted to like listen to the classical or whatever, and it was just a bunch of old commercial jingles.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
I feel like the bit was to be like, oh, there used to be like ads where they used to write songs just for commercials. That's not a
Right.
thing anymore.
Right.
And then they go to a nice restaurant, a nice fancy restaurant, which is a Pizza Hut.
Taco Bell.
There was a Pizza Hut. There was a Taco Bell too. There was a Pizza Hut.
No, it's just Taco Bell.
No, why are we talking about different things?
What are you talking about?
There was a Pizza Hut that they went to, and with it looked just like a nice restaurant, except there was just Pizza Hut logos all over the place.
What fucking movie are you talking about? The only restaurant that exists because
This
it
is
won the
crazy.
restaurant wars was Taco Bell.
Now, why do I feel like this is like a Mandela? Did we see like two different movies? Where they
We
interchanged?
watched two different movies. No, in the movie it says Taco Bell won. This is part of my. We're going to just go ahead and do this now. The reason
Okay.
why this movie
Okay.
meant so much to me as a child,
Okay.
because as a
Yeah.
child I loved Taco Bell. I went to Taco
Yeah.
Bell all the fucking time.
Okay.
The sponsor of this movie was Taco Bell. It was so ingrained into the movie that
All right.
Taco Bell redid their logo and had that as a 1995 thing.
Okay, I will
Talk to
say
me.
this.
Okay.
I believe Taco Bell and Pizza Hut are owned by the same people.
They are. Pepsi owns them. You are correct.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what I
Okay.
mean. So hold on. Pizza Hut, Demolition Man. Demolition Man. Taco Bell or Pizza Hut?
What?
They did a switcheroo?
What do you mean? They did two things. Did you watch a completely different movie?
No, wait. Taco Bell was replaced with Pizza Hut in post-production of the movie. Why do they say Pizza Hut and Demolition Man? References to Taco Bell were changed to Pizza Hut since the former was virtually unknown in many foreign countries at the time. I think there are two different versions of this movie.
You watched, I bet you watched a foreign version that had Pizza Hut because no one knew what Taco Bell was. I bet
that
you.
might be what it is.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to show you something.
Yeah. I'm looking at screenshots where where it changes from a Taco Bell emblem to a Pizza Hut emblem.
Holy shit. Okay, so watch this. This is why one of my big fucking things about this movie.
I fucking love that we discovered this. I'm so glad I brought it up. And we both thought each other was crazy.
The city, Los Angeles. The movie, Demolition Man. The restaurant.
All restaurants are Taco Bell.
The reason, delicious tacos, burritos, and nachos. Exactamundo. The prices, only $59.79 and 99 cents.
God damn it, I missed those prices.
Don't you?
The adventure, the excitement. It's now playing at a Taco Bell restaurant near you.
And look at that logo. Like that's what I knew.
While you have, because you can share your screen, look up Demolition Man Pizza Hut.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm looking for.
This is so funny. I love this. I love it. Which is also
this
funny
is wild. Okay.
They went to this nice restaurant, which was a Pizza Hut. The Pizza Hut logo was on like the car door, and the Pizza Hut logo was even like on the jar that he held when they left. Remember?
Okay.
Like it was like blatant. All right, share your screen,
okay,
bro.
so I got you. Oh yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. So let me pull this up. I think it's going to show the two scenes. I think it's going to show both of them.
Okay, great.
All right, let me fucking
love this.
There. Oh my God, this is the greatest episode ever.
This is fucking great. Yeah.
I mean, hey, I like Mexican food, but
what's happening?
Your tone is quasi-facetious, but you do not realize that Taco Bell was the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars.
Oh my God.
Now all restaurants are Taco Bell.
Okay, so that was 20 seconds.
Yeah.
There's the Taco Bell sign.
Yeah.
So what happens
I remember that being a Pizza Hut sign when I watched it.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay, so we're 37 seconds. So I wonder if it's going to switch soon.
Yeah.
The Jolly Green Giant. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
he says I saved his life, which I'm not even sure I did, and my reward is dinner and dancing at Pizza Hut. I mean,
what? You can see him say Taco Bell.
You're right. It was a dub.
It's quasi-facetious, but you do not realize that Pizza Hut was the only
What the fuck is happening?
It was dubbed.
No way.
Oh my God! It's the Pizza Hut.
That's what I saw. There's nothing else about the restaurant that looks like Taco Bell or Pizza Hut. It's just the logo, so it was so easy to swap.
Oh my God!
How about that? We were both right.
We were both right. I hate this. I hate everything that's happening.
Damn it! That is so funny. That is
wow.
So. Yeah, I must. So I'll say this. I streamed this illegally because I couldn't find it anywhere. And,
so
I got the Pizza Hut cut. The pizza cut.
No wonder it was free. Wow.
God
my God. My heart hurts.
Damn
so I grew up with the Taco Bell version, obviously, and Taco Bell as the thing. They switched their
Yeah.
logo, so the cups and everything. Remember when Taco Bell used to have, when you got your food, they had the little paper at the bottom
on the
of
tray.
it?
Yes.
The
Yep.
tray was the new symbol, the future symbol. And,
Okay, cool.
And that's how you got your meal.
Got it. Got
Wow.
it. Yeah.
You
That
just
is so funny.
Remember when we just freaked out that we saw two different
I can't.
fucking... I was like, why are you saying Pizza
wait,
Hut?
I can't wait to rewatch it and look at how like almost annoyed we got with each other. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Talking about, you motherfucker.
And I thought you were gaslighting me. I was like, is there another Taco Bell scene that I missed? Did I miss a Taco Bell scene? And how did he miss the Pizza Hut scene?
Right. Oh my God.
Damn it.
What
God
a
figured that
fucking
shit out.
definition of a movie.
So this movie wasn't crazy enough.
This
It's making
movie-
us crazy.
This movie thought it was smart on so many levels that at the beginning, he makes a reference that he's going to knock Wesley Snipes' head off. Like, it's very blink and you miss it comment of like, I'll knock your head. And eventually they fight back in the cryogenic gimmick because Wesley Snipes is releasing other bad guys, but don't want the bad guys to be as bad as him. And they fight, and the thing that freezes people gets released onto the floor, so it fucking ices everything. Stallone lifts up, grabs the thing, kicks his fucking head off, which ugly
fatality.
Kick too. Right, it doesn't even look good. And then he runs away from the explosion. And let me tell you, if I never have to watch Sylvester Stallone run again, oh my God, the ugliest runner in a world where I have TC just creaming it on the run game. My man's shoulders were high. He looked like he was about to die. I hated it. I hated every minute of it.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, I look back at like Sylvester Stallone with kind of like, oh yeah, man, he was like Arnold or whatever.
Right.
And I don't like, after watching this movie, I'm like, I don't know if I care for him.
Here is the thing.
I haven't seen many of his movies, I guess.
So this is my bit on Sylvester Stallone. It's a guy who wanted to become an actor, who got locked in action because of movies like Rocky and movies like Rambo.
Rambo and Rocky would be the other things that I'm from. The only other things I'm familiar with, I feel like.
So because of that, he got just cascaded into all you do are action movies. So much so, him and Arnold have a war. I mean, you know the bit about Stop Her Up, My Mom Will Shoot.
Yes.
Right? Of why he did it. Okay. So I feel once he got to the late 90s, that's when movies like Copland come out, where he gets the act. When he played Rocky in the Creed movies, he was more so an actor then. I think that's what he always wanted to be.
Right.
And he couldn't do it because he has to be typecast and fight the other big movie star.
Right. Well, also because Arnold Schwarzenegger is fucking tearing it up with these blockbusters. They just wanted to make more of those for sure.
And so this movie's like, yeah, I guess I'll do it. I bet you Sly was like, this will be my Terminator 2. Because I get to be the hero. It's futuristic. Wesley Snipes is up and coming because he did Major League, which he was funny. He did White Men Can't Jump. He was funny. Well, let's do that with this. Everybody will be like, he's a lovable bad guy. And really, he wasn't fucking funny. I love Wesley Snipes. And I thought he came into this with the right, he was like, I'm going to be a fucking cartoon. And he pulled that off.
Right,
but it's not enjoyable with the movie I'm watching and the other guy.
That is the way to describe it. Like, he was over the top in a way that would be fun in the right context and the right movie. And then but this movie like took itself like too seriously as well in most cases, and which they were just making so many weird choices. Like the sex scene. Can we talk about the sex scene?
Okay, let's wrap this up with the good things that I do find good about this movie.
Okay.
I think Dennis Leary is fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. Shout out to Dennis Leary.
You could tell he's improving, and it's actually funny. Rob Schneider, just for the scenes he's in, are worth it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you use the 3 seashells? Then before we get into the sex scene, the one bit that works the entire fucking movie is the cussing receipts, tickets.
Yes, right.
Because when you get used to it, it's funny, but anytime someone cusses, you hear a ding and the computer being like, you have been fined. Blah, 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 blah. That shit worked.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the whole movie was based off of. That was the circle, and everything else. The fact that someone in the office said, how funny would it fucking be if a bad guy and good guy just cussed in a utopia fucking world and they kept getting tickets? How do we get there? We cryogenically freeze them!
They threw 800 things against the wall, 2 of them stuck.
God, I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. So, the sex scene. Sandra Bullock has a crush on Sly. And
the robot. Sandra Bullock, robot.
And was like, would you like to come back to my place and make some whoopee?
Yeah.
And brings Sly in. He's like, I'm going to slip into something more comfortable. And we should have seen it fucking coming from the get, because no one high fives. When they reward each other, they do this. And fucking no one's touching. So, so then fucking she comes back with these fucking headsets. He's like,
she's in a robe now.
She's in a robe. It's gonna get a little sexy. Brings out a box.
Right. Yes.
And it's like, oh man, what first date shit? And like opens up, puts a headset on, and then puts a headset on her, and she was like, yeah, just close your eyes. And she's getting into it, like she's like, Then fucking we have to look at Sly Stallone for the next 20 fucking seconds of him doing this. Intermingled with like flashes of Sandy B, like naked, because what my favorite bit is like you could tell like the when they decide to show a nipple dog, that ain't Sandy B showing that nipple. So we're getting red, blue, greens of Sandy B.
A lot of cuts,
he freaks out,
flashes,
and then she's like, he's like, that ain't sex. Sex is like you fucking put me in your mouth and fucking you put me.
She was like, exchange fluids. Yeah. I was like, great.
What are we doing? So much so at the end when he kisses her, she was like, oh, that's what that is? Put it in my mouth, dog.
Right, they had to do it.
What is this movie?
I don't know. It was crazy from the beginning. My mind was blown. I don't know. So let me go back to this. I know I've heard the name Demolition Man. I know it's in the zeitgeist. I know it's been referenced. I wish I could go back in time now to all the times I've heard it referenced in certain things and I didn't know what it was.
Right.
But other than that, I had not seen a whiff of this. Like, I didn't know when I heard Demolition Man, I had no idea that it was, Sylvester Stallone or Wesley Snipes or this fucking cartoon of an action movie. Like, I didn't have any context of that. And so now I'm glad I'm a part of it now. I'm a part of
You're a part of the world.
But it was fucking great. I just can't believe I haven't seen more of this like reference. Like, as far as just over the top movies from the 90s, like how is none of this was recognizable to me in any capacity.
And again, it is that movie. It's that, and I say this all the time, like if this movie was made now, it's going to be out of people's fucking minds within 30 seconds. People are going to be like, what the fuck did I just watch? But because back then, movie stars were the biggest thing. Movie stars were the reason why we saw people saw this movie on name alone. I have no idea how it was received. Like, I don't think anybody.
Are you going to look it up now?
Rotten Tomatoes, motherfucker.
Here
we go.
Yeah.
But like, for me, it is a movie that I don't know if I would recommend anybody seeing it.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. I'm like, it's crazy over the top. I mean, you can watch some of it. It's 2 hours. It's really long of just like
it feels
preposterous.
2 hours.
Yeah, it's preposterous.
All right, so on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score out of 250,000 reviews, it has a 67, which is considered popcorn.
Okay.
The reviews, 45 reviews, 64 tomato.
Okay.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you're looking for in a lot of ways. I mean, like I went in completely blind. Like I didn't know I was going to be watching a ridiculous movie. I imagine
and I did.
I imagine if you're going to put it on with some friends and maybe have some drinks and shit, it could be a real fun time. And I imagine maybe the people that like it for that reason.
And that's what I was going to say is like, am I critiquing this shit because it is like batshit insane? Absolutely. My issue is I don't think the things that are worth it,
Right.
If that makes it. The only way I want to watch this from now on is if the Mystery Science Theater 3000 group is dubbing over it.
Yes, right, yeah.
That's when and like you said, if all of us are just sitting around and we're shit talking it, absolutely banger of a time.
Yeah.
But I cannot see myself wanting to see this anymore.
Yeah, I think its biggest I think it completely lacks heart, and I'm not rooting for anybody in the movie.
Anybody.
It's just
like
we
don't even learn about his daughter. Like at one point she's like, "Oh, I can look her up if you want." He's like, "Nah, I'm not about that." What happened? What?
I'm not invested at all. Yeah, for sure. Like it's just I think that was kind of the problem with it is it's all like theatrics and there's just like nothing to like latch onto as a viewer. I mean, like when they're just talking about the franchise wars and Taco Bell, what does this fucking have to do with anything? Like this doesn't. It's the whole movie.
It's the whole plot of the movie. Remember, this movie is based on because somebody thought it was funny if someone cussed and got tickets.
Right.
They created an entire franchise war just so Taco Bell / Pizza Hut would sponsor the movie.
That's how they got, yes. Yep.
Like,
they made money that way.
Came up with an entire subplot just for commercialism.
Yes.
That is ridiculous.
That's what I was bringing up. It's like that they were kind of like poking fun at like, oh, listen to all these like old commercial jingles. Right. Which is like funny because I guess like ads and commercials aren't really a thing anymore.
Right.
And like we go right into a giant Taco Bell or Pizza Hut, depending on what part of the world you see this movie in, ad, like just blatant, absolutely blatant. Yeah. And it wasn't like they went to a pizza. I want to say Pizza Hut, but for most people I recognize it as Taco Bell. It's not like they went to a Taco Bell and they're eating tacos. It was like this fine dining restaurant, and then they just kind of like put the Taco Bell emblem in there, and then let's just justify it by saying everything's a Taco Bell now.
To an entire fucking like thing that doesn't like, oh, they won the franchise wars. Well, why aren't there more places being made? Like. What happened in these franchise wars?
Have the monopoly
that makes them be king. Fuck you, Demolition Man. I want to watch the franchise wars. I want the yellow coming back. I want a slow crawl. I want Luke fucking Skywalker of the Empanadas figuring out how he became the winner. I don't get it. I don't like it. Don't watch this movie.
You should watch the trailer, watch bits of it, just so you know what the fuck we're talking about. You need to, as soon as you go, okay, I get how crazy this movie is, you can turn it off. But you need to know. I'm glad I'm part of the club now that knows what Demolition Man is. I've paid my dues.
Honest to God, the only reference I know from the past that anybody talked about were the 3 seashells, which, by the way, I think I read a thing recently that was like, oh, we never had an idea what the 3 seashells did. No shit. You didn't know what any of this movie did.
No, didn't care. God damn it, dude. I think we did it.
We did it. And what say you? Have you seen Demolition Man? Are we being too rough on this? Or is this a cocaine-fueled nightmare? Let us know in the comments on YouTube or Spotify. We have video on Spotify. We have audio on Spotify. We're all over the podcast feeds. We have a Facebook, Throw Me Podnet. We also have Throw Me Podnet on Instagram and stuff like that. Bing, bang, boom. Let's do it. Hey, Justin. I love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Hey, stay well.